Yo, guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to a channel that I've never actually seen before, but a video popped up on my feed and it was actually 25 things the UK does better than the US. But then I saw this one in the suggested and I thought I'll do this one first and then possibly react to the other one in a few days if people want that reaction, because I don't know, it'd be fun to see. I guess this is either, I don't know, this channel is either British people living in the US or US people living in Britain, or it's one of the two. US people, Americans living in the UK. I don't fucking know what I'm saying, but let's get into this one. And again, I don't know much about this channel. I don't know what to expect from this video, but the like to dislike ratio seems pretty good, so I guess that's something to take into this video. Maybe the opinions are good. Again, everything's taken with a pinch of salt. I know it's all opinions, but I mean some of it probably is factual, to be fair. But I mean, yeah, let's just get into it. Let's see some of the opinions and the facts. And yeah, man, let's just check this out. Before we do, quick shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those interested in following. Save my Patreon, links were there for those interested. But yeah, man, let's get into this one. I'm interested to see things that they think the US does better, man.
Snacks.
Healthcare.
Reality TV.
English. English is what we do better.
Hey guys, I'm Eric.
I'm Grace. We're the Wandering Ravens.
And today we are going to be introducing you to a list of things that the USA does better than the UK.
I still can't get over this street, man. It's just the most beautiful street in the world, bro. This has to be the most famous street in the world, or the busiest street in the world. It's just incredible, isn't it? I'd love to see this in person. It would be such like an experience. It's either this or the Las Vegas Strip for me. Or maybe like a street in Dubai, I don't know, but this has to be up there.
Hey, this is a follow-up video to last week's episode where we talked about 25 things that Britain does better than America. And so today we're turning the tables and we're going to be out here defending Yankee Land. But don't worry, to make the Brits feel at home, we are going to be drinking some Virtue cider.
It says proper farmhouse cider. I like the usage of the word.
I mean, I don't know what that is, but that looks banging in there. I'd love to try some of that.
Proper.
We've had lots of Strongbow and Thatchers and Scrumpy Jack, but we haven't had any American cider. So we're gonna give this a taste and see if this is something that the US does better than the UK.
Oh, it's
Before we begin,
American.
make sure you smash the like button, because for every 1,000 likes this video gets, we will redact an item from this list and give it back to the UK.
That's a pretty good bargain.
Yeah, I would say so. I love that it's pink.
Oh my gosh, it's pink.
It's pink.
God save the Queen. No, wrong video. God bless America.
Yes.
Roads, highways, road systems, city streets.
I mean, already getting into it is true, man. I explained into a video before how in the UK we have country roads, which are the most dangerous things you'll ever see. And I mean, maybe it's not just based off that, but that alone for me pips it for the US, man. It really, really does.
Why would you say that?
One, our interstate system is really great. But another thing that makes American roads better than British roads is that a lot of our cities were laid out and designed along with the automobile. So you know how in the UK when you're driving, it's all just twisty and turny and none of the roads make sense. You have to pull off into a passing place, let this car come.
Good point,
it's a mess. If you're not used to it, it can be very intimidating. It was for me. But here in the States, because our streets were designed with cars in mind, it's really easy to drive in. So what America lacks in culture, it makes up for in roads.
Also, I'm going to say, this apartment, they're saying they live in the US, this apartment looks banging, man. Boy, I would love to live somewhere like this.
I don't really taste any apple.
I don't really taste any apple either. The next thing that the US does better than the UK is national parks. While you guys in the UK...
I can't disagree either. I mean, the UK is the most boring place in the world. I was showing my girlfriend, like, because she's Romanian, I was showing her pictures of national parks in the UK. And again, she was just like, this compares nothing to even Romania. So, I mean, yeah, the UK is just boring. We've got like one good national park, I would say. The rest are just boring as hell.
Can't disagree. And I know you have beautiful national parks as well. There are just so many national parks in the United States, and they're extremely well maintained.
Nice though, and Wales.
And even from most British people, I've heard them saying, you guys, you aren't doing anything else right, but at least your national parks are great.
And another thing that I think is an advantage of American national parks is variety. Because in the UK, like Ray said, you have gorgeous countryside. There are some really beautiful national parks, but because the UK...
Is this the UK? Yo, where's this? Bro, I gotta check this place. This has to be Scotland, bro. I'm sorry, this is... If this is the UK, this is actually cold as hell. This is crazy. I've never seen this in my life. What even is this? This is pretty nice as well, but this is just the UK in a nutshell.
Gorgeous country.
You'll see this everywhere in the UK.
There are some really
But this, man, god damn, I didn't know the UK had this kind of juice.
really beautiful national parks. But because the UK is such a small country, the landscape is pretty uniform, at least when compared to the States.
Yeah.
And so a lot of your national parks feel very similar. Whereas here in the States,
Yeah,
the national parks are so different. So if you want swamps and alligators, you can head down to the Everglades in Florida. Or if you want to see some incredible fossils, you can go to the Grand Canyon, you can go to Grand Teton National Park, Zion National Park, Yellowstone.
Yeah, we do. We have rainforests,
Everything.
mountains, swamps,
Arctic
and
tundra,
deserts, and we have canyons. So we have kind of like all of the types of
all the
nature.
landscape. Yeah.
I figured out what this tastes like. It tastes like dish soap.
Oh my god, Jenny. It does taste like dish soap. Which you could have just said that it tastes like British dishes. Because next thing that the USA does better than the UK is washing dishes. We recently
Heard
ran a
this as
survey
well.
of over 230,000 British people, and we found out that
I think I saw this on YouTube. I think I voted on it. I don't know why. I just saw it sort of pop up. Maybe because of the content that I react to. And I said yes. I rinse the soap suds off with running water. Brits, do you use running water to rinse soap suds off when you're doing washing up? If you're not a British person, please select option 5. What's a soap suds? What's a soap sud? Is it like the bubbles? If it's the bubbles, then I sometimes wash them off, sometimes I don't.
people,
Very nice.
18% of you don't wash the soap, the washing up liquid, off of the
I see.
plates and
I do usually, but sometimes I don't.
dishes after you soap them.
So you just like scrub them and then plop them right in the rack without
With the
rinsing
bubbles.
But I always rinse it before I actually use it. And no, I don't. I'm telling a lie. I'm trying to make myself feel good
So
about
upon
myself.
them, I have never heard of an American doing that. We asked around, we haven't found an American that does that. So the American process of washing dishes is we soap them with a sponge. We don't use washing up bowls like you guys do. Soap them with a sponge, stack them all up all soapy, and then run them under the tap and rinse all the soap.
Oh! No, we don't do that here. What? That's kind of high IQ though. I just put like water into the sink, and then I just keep cleaning the whatever's in the sink, and then when the water starts getting dirty, I'll then drain the water, put more water in. Probably a waste of water to be honest. This is a very high IQ way to do it actually. When I think about it, I'm gonna have to start doing it this way. But sometimes you want to soak the dishes because there's like food stuck onto it, it's like dried onto it.
Soap
etc.
off,
But-
and then put them in the drying rack.
The next thing on our list of things the US does better than the UK are grocery stores. Supermarkets, yes.
shop.
Is it the options?
The corner shop.
Why
There's more
are
options.
American stores better?
I would say primarily it has to do with size and selection. American
Yeah.
grocery stores are huge, and the selection that you have is infinite.
You are really spoiled for choice here. It was a big culture shock coming back to the States from spending time in the UK and going from having 3 options for butter down at the local corner shop to having, I don't know, 20?
15?
Yeah.
At first it was overwhelming. I was like, I do not like this. Just
Yeah.
give me 2 things to choose from, and it will be an easy choice. But now I'm kind of like, I can get used to having 15 different options and deciding where to spend my money.
The one thing we are not spoiled for choice, though, cider. The next thing that the USA does incredibly much more better than the UK is build sentences, as you can clearly see.
English! English is what we do better!
Definitely not. But seriously, the next thing that the USA does better is roller coasters.
That is such a
I hate roller
random
coasters anyway,
entry,
man.
but you try.
This does not
I happen
affect
to
me.
have some fun facts for you about roller coasters. The biggest roller coaster in the UK is called the Big One, and it's in Blackpool, but it's only 213 feet high. Notice that I said only 213 feet high, because in the United States, we have 14 roller coasters that are bigger than that, and our biggest roller coaster has a height of 456.
Bro, man, I'm never going on a roller coaster. I'm sorry, I'm not putting myself in that situation. There's that 0.0001% chance it can go wrong, and I'm not there to experience it, man.
6 feet.
No
Not to say
way.
that size matters, but come on, size kind of matters.
It kind of matters.
Matters a
And
lot.
we all know that roller coasters are the benchmark by which you measure a nation's success.
Yeah. Tying right in with the big one, let's talk about earthquakes, because that is another thing that the USA does better than the UK.
So in the UK, the
Does
largest
better,
earthquake
but-
you guys have ever had was 6.1 on the Richter scale. And it was strong enough to cause, and I'm quoting the BBC here, minor damage to buildings.
My shutter fell off! How could this have happened?
Toppled a couple of garden gnomes.
But in the USA, it seems like
I
we
love-
have earthquakes of that magnitude.
There was so many memes behind this video before. I remember seeing it. The actual clip itself is ridiculous, but I remember seeing the meme like music behind it. It's
Dude,
nuts.
like every single year. And the strongest one that's been recorded was 9.2 on the Richter scale.
Woo! We have the best national disasters!
Next up, we have reality TV. And this is something that America does better than the UK in a really horrible way. So the point goes to America in that
TLC,
we actually
of
do
course.
this better in a worse way.
The US has the worst reality TV, is what you're saying.
Yes, I'm saying we have the worst reality TV.
I'm actually going to push back on this one.
Really?
Yeah, because I think the crown here might go to the UK. Because
The Crown.
we haven't actually seen any British reality TV. Like, well,
Reality TV here is terrible as well, man. It's getting worse and worse. Because I actually somewhat enjoy some of the TLC.
Island, Made in Chelsea, EastEnders, is that reality
Documentaries.
TV?
Or
Is that-
Naked Attraction.
Naked Attraction.
This is
There it is. It
absolutely...
goes to the UK.
Bruh, this is yeah, the UK is worse. I'm sorry. The UK is... the UK is a mess when it comes to reality TV.
Hey.
But I don't think so, because like in the States we have Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I have never watched. TLC has
But
a
you have that in
bunch
the
of
UK as
really
well.
trashy shows.
to be fair.
If you want to learn about cults and just people that are horrible, TLC. Why don't you guys settle this one for
TLC is
us?
just
Which
funny to
country
see.
has the worst reality TV? And by that I mean the best reality TV. Let us know down in the comments.
The next thing on our list of things that the US does better than the UK is restaurants. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of pushback on that one, but I strongly feel like if you go to an American city and you go to a British city, you are way more likely to find exactly what you want to eat in an American city. Whereas in a British city, there are quite a few less options, or less good options. Because like maybe you have Mexican food in the UK, but not like real Mexican food.
Not as good.
And the next thing that I would add to this list is movies. Now, there are a lot of good British movies, but I feel like you just can't compete with Hollywood. The Dark Knight, Avengers, movies of that scale. British.
See, I don't
film
really
companies.
know. I don't really know what movies are made in the UK, so I can't really disagree with this either. I don't really know where movies are made, other than obviously Hollywood is the main spot.
These just cannot make.
What exactly are you using to measure this? Because one might say, all right, the props and the actors are really good in like Marvel movies, but the plots are pretty terrible.
That's true. But I think America also comes out ahead when it comes to directors. Like we've got Scorsese, Tarantino, Wes
Tarantino's
Anderson,
good.
Spielberg,
Tarantino is
Kubrick.
banging.
So many incredible American movie directors. Sure, Alfred Hitchcock and Christopher Nolan are British, but they did hit their fame in the United States. So we kind of count them as American movie directors. But you guys let us know. Maybe we just haven't seen a lot of good British movies.
The next thing that America does way better than the UK is healthcare. That's a good one. Let's go into a real entry, which is snacks. Now, I will firmly stand.
Thing is, I've realised our healthcare here, I mean, it's good healthcare, I'm not going to lie. And the fact that it's free is incredible. But, for example, my girlfriend has been dealing with something, like, and I've been dealing with, like, skin issues before. It takes months to get an appointment. You don't even always get to see, like, a dermatologist, for example, if you get, like, bad rashes on your face or on your arm or whatever. And I deal with a lot of skin issues like that. So, I don't know if it's the same as the US, you have to wait so long. Maybe it's because of the virus, you have to wait so long to get appointments, this and that. And then they just don't seem to end up actually caring in the UK, to be honest. For me, my personal experiences. I wouldn't change it because things like my inhalers and all that sort of stuff is a lot cheaper. But in terms of certain things, maybe because it is free, there's sort of things like the waiting times are a lot worse, or your actual sort of experiences are not as good. But maybe it's just my personal experience. I don't actually
Stand
know.
by this. I think America does snacks better than the UK, and
That's
think
obvious.
I highly suspect all of you will fight me on this one, but all of my favorite snacks are here.
Well, I'm here and
I
I'm
can't
going to
disagree.
fight you on this one.
Oh, all right.
For example, Tyrell's sea salt apple cider vinegar chips are the best vinegar chips I have ever had.
Yeah, but
No,
that's like
right.
They're so good.
that's like one thing in like a mountain of things. Like in the US we have fishies, or goldfish as adults are supposed to call them. Cheez-Its. We have pirate's booty, which is just as sensual as it sounds. We have those healthy Cheetos, which probably
Ritz.
aren't actually healthy.
Healthy
I like
Cheetos.
Ritz. But yeah, sure, let's
We have Ritz here, to be fair. We have Ritz
Let's
here.
throw them in there too. Question to the Brits in the audience. If you guys have had American snacks, which are your favorite? And do you agree with me or do you agree with Eric? You definitely agree with Eric.
The next thing that the United States does far better than the UK is snow. Despite how often the Peaky Blinders talk about snow,
What about snow?
the snow here in the United States is insane. As we just experienced spending winter in Chicago, we had 20 straight days of snow falling every single day for an accumulated total of, I want to say it was about 3 feet of snow.
Yeah, it was a ton. The next thing on our list of things that the US does better than the UK is cities. And I think this is another one of those scale things, because in the UK you guys have 5 cities with a population of over 1 million people, whereas here in the US we have 10 cities with a population of over 1 million people.
Another thing that is bigger in the United States is sports culture. So we are not sports people ourselves, but I feel that the volume of sports in the United States is a lot greater than in the UK. In the UK, you have football, rugby, some people are into cricket, but here in the States, every town has a football team, soccer team,
That's fair. That is very true. I mean, here it's football. It's pretty much football, and that's it. Like, you've got rugby fans dotted around. Certain regions of the UK prefer rugby, but 90% of the UK, it's football. And I mean, the sort of diversity of the sports in the US is definitely a lot better for the fans. Like, you have sort of a fan who lives in Minnesota who's a basketball fan and a baseball fan, and then someone from like LA who's a fan of like all 5 sports plus other ones. Here it's like football, and then you've maybe got someone who'll be the fan of football and like boxing, or football and Formula One, or Formula One and boxing, just stuff like that. It isn't as, I can sort of see what he's saying here, to be fair. It is a fair
team.
point.
A lot of places do hockey, tennis,
I'm
boxing,
kind of jealous
wrestling.
of that,
They have
to
them
be
on a
honest.
big scale, like a national level, but then they also have them like university level as well, and people
Yeah,
are really
that's
into
true.
that.
We also have tons of sports bars. Every town and city will have sports bars everywhere with massive TVs for watching games and stuff. And while we were in the UK, we saw a couple sports bars, but not too many, and not nearly as much as in the States. But then again, this is people that don't do sports talking about sports. So if we got anything wrong, let us know down in the comments. The United States also excels when it comes to cults.
Oh yeah, Mormonism, Scientology, those are all here.
It's fantastic. There are about 500 active cults in the UK compared to over 6,000 active cults here in the United States.
That's a lot. I feel like after COVID, there's gonna be like a spike in cult memberships, because people will be like, yeah, I need a little bit of that
Yeah.
cultish community in my life now.
You guys get together? I don't care what you're doing. I just need to be around people. Oh, we're sacrificing a calf? Cool. Although I've never been approached by a cult member. Actually, JWs, if you
Yeah,
if you
they're
count,
pretty pushy.
Yeah, JWs and Mormons, if you consider them a cult, you do get approached by them fairly regularly here. But I feel like it's that way everywhere. Like, we even had JWs come to our door in Korea. The next thing that the US does
They've lived
better
everywhere, god damn.
than the UK is paychecks. I've heard a lot of people say this. I've also seen a number of articles reporting this figure. Basically, Americans make 30 to 40% more than British people for doing the same sort of work. So basically, whether you're a computer programmer or a plumber or a carpenter, anything, if you worked in the United States, you would make 30 to 40% more than you do in the UK.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's a really big difference. In fact, we've actually experienced this ourselves because YouTube reflects this in how they pay for ads. When they run ads on our videos, they pay us between 50 to 90% more for an ad view that comes from the United States than a view that comes from the UK. So we're all
Really?
in this together.
The next thing on our list is
That is actually crazy. Why is that? So you get... That is insane. I didn't even know that was a thing. So if you live in the US and you watch videos, or if you make videos in the US and you have more viewers from the US as opposed to like South Korea or England or wherever, it's going to be more. Maybe because YouTube's based in the US, or maybe there's more ads there. God, I didn't even know it went into those sort of details.
Pharmacies and chemists. Now I know, like, you guys do have a lot of those little pharmacies in the UK.
We have loads,
dotted everywhere, but here in the US, ours are just bigger, and they have a lot of selection. So while in the UK, you might go into a chemist and they won't have exactly what you're looking for. I experienced that multiple times. Here in the States, I feel like you're pretty certain to find everything and more that you'll need in a chemist. So like whether you're in Rite Aid or just in a regular grocery store, because every single grocery store has kind of an in-store chemist.
Yeah, so Safeway, QFC, Mariano's, all of these will have their own in-store chemist, or as we call it here in the States, pharmacy, and their selection is massive. Whereas in the UK, when we've been looking for things, usually we have to go to 3 or 4 different chemists before finding the thing that we're looking for. It was milk. We were shopping for milk, and lo and behold, none of the chemists had milk. What the hell? And the reason this is funny is because chemists here in the States do sell milk.
The next thing on our list is customer service.
Now, do you mean tipped positions, like restaurant staff, or do you mean untipped people?
Untipped people, yeah. Shop staff, and as far as like retail stores and people who are like, can I help you find anything? The level of customer service is just way more here in the States.
They are significantly more helpful than they are in the UK. For example, we were looking for shoes for Grace yesterday, and we went to the store. They didn't have her size and the style that we wanted. And so we reached out to one of the service staff that was there. He was so friendly. He looked in the back for us. He got someone else to look in the back for us. They didn't have it, and so they actually called around to other locations to see if they could find it there.
They checked online.
Yeah, basically people here go above and beyond to make sure you find what you need.
I'm kind of jealous about
have a
that,
good time
to be fair.
in their store. Another thing that I feel is a clear win for the United States.
Dogs.
He had a nightmare. Look at how sleepy he was.
Did you have a nightmare?
His ear is like all like...
But back to business.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship, or basically the ability to start a business and work for yourself, be self-employed.
I know so many people who are self-employed or who have started their own companies here in the States, whereas I don't think that's as much
common.
as common in the UK. And you guys can let us know why that is, because maybe it's a lot more difficult to set up your own company in the UK.
The advantage of starting a business in the US is that you get to take advantage of a whole bunch of tax breaks for people that are self-employed. The tax burden is also significantly lower, and when you're starting a business, you need as much cash as possible to do that. And so in the UK, you're going to be paying a lot more taxes than you are in the US, especially if you're in a state like Washington or Texas where there's no state income tax and the tax on businesses are really, really low. Another perk of starting your business in the US is that entrepreneurship is kind of the goal, the manifestation of all of America's values and of American culture. Americans love a go-getter. Americans love someone who starts their own business, and so you're going to have a lot of support from the culture, from your community, from friends and family when you start your business. And that's something that I've heard British friends talk about struggling with in the UK, where they didn't feel they had as much social support for starting a business. And speaking of supporting small businesses, if you'd like to support our tiny business here on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe to this channel for fresh British culture content every single Saturday.
And while you're at it, don't forget to hit the like button, because that is another way that you can support us here in our entrepreneurial endeavor on YouTube.
And of course, we want to hear what you guys think. So what would you add to today's list? What would you take away? Let us know down in the comments.
And a special thank you to our top tier patrons, Andrew McKendry and Winter. You guys...
Again, good video. I enjoyed this a lot. I'm definitely going to react to the other part as long as this goes down quite well. The Dark Knight, written and directed by an Englishman with Welsh Batman and Australian Joker, The Dark Knight. UK shoppers don't want to be bothered with shop staff bothering us as we are browsing around the store. We are quite independent thinkers who know what we are looking for. If we need help, we will ask. There's nothing worse than pushy sales staff, so bugger off and let me look around. And if I need your help, I'll ask for it. I guess it just depends where you grew up around, right? A lot of these are basically saying the USA is 40 times the size of the UK. Only 7 minutes in, but full on belly laughing at the thought of EastEnders and has reality TV. We do English better. Then a few minutes later says off of the subtle British irony of is infiltrating you slowly but surely. But our snacks in the UK don't have tons of artificial colours and flavourings. My favourite snack is Reese's. I mean, would Reese's Pieces be considered a snack? Surely, right? I'm pretty sure it would be. In terms of sports, you have American football. We have something called rugby, which is the same, but we are not scared to tackle. The comments are just full of people being angry, and British people get so hurt from these videos. Why? fuck's sake. I mean, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. Again, let me know some more things on this that you think the US may do better. Again, it's just interesting to see the perspectives and the differences, but I mean, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.